From the eastern cape to the western sky, we're lifting the truth, letting freedom fly. Feel the wind change, hear the call out loud.
Hey! A rainbow nation standing proud. Got a voice on the line, yeah, it cuts right through. No more silence, we're breaking through. Step by step, now united we stand, walking forward hand in hand.
We've been waiting, now the time has come. Hear the beating of 1,000 drums.
Oh, they can't break the spirit.
No, they can't take the song.
When the roots run deep
and the voices grow strong.
Tune in, turn it up.
Hear the people say,
we're shining a light on this Freedom Day.
Freedom Day.
Free from tyranny, we're drawing the line. No more paying for the hands that undermine. Liberty calling, can you hear that sound? Truth rising up from the underground.
No more caters, no more hidden games. No more fraud, wearing different names. Let the people breathe, let the future be. Free South Africans, finally free.
Feel the fire,
let it multiply. This is more than just a battle cry.
oh, they can't break the spirit.
No, they can't take the song.
When the roots run deep
and the voices grow strong.
Tune it in, turn it up.
Hear the people say,
we're shining a light on this Freedom Day.
raise it up for the voices, the noise for the mothers, the fathers, the girls and the boys.
No more shadows, we're stepping in light. Truth in our hands and hope inside. Liberty and prosperity, side by side.
No more fear,
No more need to
the
hide.
stakes are high, but we won't back down. Time to turn it all around.
No more crooked deals behind closed doors.
We're done waiting, we're settling scores.
If the system fails,
We'll make it right.
hey, 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 we're stepping out into the light. Oh, they can't break the spirit.
No, they can't take the song.
When the roots run deep,
and the voices grow strong.
tune it in, turn it up.
Hear the people say,
We're shining a light on this Freedom Day.
from the eastern cape to the western sky,
We're still rising,
freedom high.
side by side.
We'll find our way together.
Oh, on this Freedom Day.
Good evening, folks. Welcome back to the program. Chris live in central Pennsylvania once again. We do a sound check. Chris live. That sounds good. Welcome back to the program. It is a Friday night. I just got paid. Johnny Kemp once sang a song called Friday Night Just Got Paid. Welcome back. Looks like I'm starting to break out because I haven't had any medicine for a while. Maybe I'm mistaken there. Looks like my forehead might be breaking out there. Anyway, I ran out of medicine. Can't seem to find where the rest is. Maybe I've used it all and didn't realize it. Anyway, welcome back. Yes, it's good to have you all with us again. This evening on a Friday night, Henry Holtz is here, Kathy Price, Elmarie Mayer, Verushka's back, Utopi's in, Sona Bloom, Fluffy Navel, Pat Schultz, Claire Bear, Ulrich Fenter. Carlos is in. Good to see you, Carlos. Carlos, it was really cool to meet you in Stanford, man. Really cool. I wasn't expecting that. Kind of caught me off guard. Amazing Yacht Destinations. Good to see you again in from Thailand. I think our only Thai viewer at the moment. Oh, Kathy's noticed the haircut. I was wondering if somebody noticed the haircut. Nobody noticed the beard trim. Also got a beard trim in case you didn't notice that. I don't know if I'm thrilled with the beard trim, but I got one. Oh, Elmarie likes the haircut too. Okay. And Gina. Hey, Gina, what's going on? We haven't chatted in a bit. Are you well up there? Hope things are going well for you and things are progressing. Red beard gives you wings. Indeed it does. I wish I was still a redhead. I was actually a strawberry blonde as a child, and it was a good look for me. All right. Love the haircut. Yeah, I told my barber today, I said, I don't understand people, when they dye their hair. I said, I thought maybe I'd dye my hair, but she goes, you just look silly with dyed hair. And I said, that's why I don't dye it. She said she hates when people dye their hair. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here I have here in my hand the Constitution of the United States of America and the Declaration of Independence. Every now and then it's important to review these documents just to remind ourselves what it's all about, what the reason was I took an oath to the Constitution, and what those came before me did to declare independence. And this is just a fantastic document here. Page 81 is what I'm looking for, page 81. This is the Declaration of Independence. We declared independence. With King Charles here, I felt it was an appropriate time to remind him why England is the junior partner in this relationship. When in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and nature's God entitle them, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. In other words, we told the king, these are the reasons why we are declaring independence. We are leaving you for the following reasons. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The pursuit of happiness. Human beings have God-given rights, natural rights, to the pursuit of happiness. That to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men by the polity, my words, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed, that whenever any form of government becomes destructive to these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it, and to institute new government, laying its foundations on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. Prudence, indeed, will dictate that governments long established should not be changed for light and transient causes. And accordingly, all experience hath shown that mankind are disposed to suffer, while evils are sufferable, than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. But when the long train of abuses and usurpations, pursuing invariably the same object, evinces a design to reduce them to absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government. You listening, South Africa? And to provide new guards for their future security. Such has been the patient sufferance of these colonies, and such is now the necessity which constrains them to alter their former systems of government. The history of the present King of Great Britain is a history of repeated injuries and usurpations, all having a direct object the establishment of an absolute tyranny over these states. To prove this, let facts be submitted to a candid world. And they run through a whole list of arguments for why they dissolve their bands. He has refused to assent to laws most wholesome and necessary for the public good. In other words, he just ignores the law. He's kept us, among us, in times of peace, standing armies without consent of our legislatures. He has made judges dependent on his will alone for the tenure of their offices and the amount and payment of their salaries. He has dissolved representative houses repeatedly for opposing the many firmness his invasions on the rights of the people. And the list goes on and on. For cutting off our trade with all parts of the world, for imposing taxes on us without our consent, for depriving us in many cases the benefits of trial by jury, for quartering large bodies of troops among us, for suspending our own legislation, declaring themselves invested with power to legislate for all of us, all cases whatsoever. He has abdicated government here by declaring us out of his protection and waging war against us. 56 signatures on the Declaration of Independence for Pennsylvania. Robert Morris, Benjamin Rush, Benjamin Franklin, John Morton, George Clymer, James Smith, George Taylor, James Wilson, and George Ross. These men signed their death warrant, courageous men with much to lose, land, properties, titles, all put on the line for a Declaration of Independence from the superpower of the world. We declared our independence, then we fought for it. And with the aid of the French, later in the conflict, and eventually a little aid from the Spanish, we won that war. In 1787, we promulgated a constitution to guide us, because our first initial effort at the Articles of Confederation simply did not work. The central government was simply too weak. The states conflicted with each other, and we needed a central power with slightly more power to control the states when they had disputes. And therefore, we created the U.S. Constitution. The Constitution wasn't a perfect document. In fact, it was amended almost immediately with the Bill of Rights, granting us the first, through all the amendments that came afterwards. The first 10 were the Bill of Rights. And the First Amendment is the most important. Freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, freedom to seek redress from your government. But the 13th Amendment is particularly striking on the 6th of December, 1865. Not some retarded day in June, which cowardly bureaucrats have declared a federal holiday. The true holiday should be the 6th of December, when this nation ended chattel slavery through a constitutional amendment, when most of the world still engaged in slavery, and many still do today. 13th Amendment, the 6th of December, 1865. Neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as punishment for crime whereof the party shall have been duly convicted, shall exist within the United States or any place subject to their jurisdiction. Notice it says their jurisdiction, the United States. That is the 13th Amendment. Congress shall have the power to enforce this article by appropriate legislation. And that's it. We ended chattel slavery on the 6th of December, 1865. 1865. That amendment was followed by the 14th Amendment just 2.5 years later in 1868, July 9th. And the 14th Amendment is the one that's controversial because it's been misused for decades by scumbags having anchor babies here and diluting this country's social cohesion and undermining our national security by allowing people to pop babies out in this country and claim citizenship by birth in our territory. That was never meant to be the intent of this country. Never meant to be the intent. And that's an abuse of the 14th Amendment, which provides for equal protection under the law. Unfortunately, the 14th Amendment has been a serial violation since its creation, first with Jim Crow and lynchings to keep black Americans from experiencing their full rights, and then the opposite, federal legislation to discriminate against majority Americans, to deny them opportunity in law schools, medical schools, universities, government jobs, government contracts with affirmative action, which was racist. And finally, that idiocy has been overturned, and we are to the original meaning of the 14th Amendment. A case before the Supreme Court now to determine birthright citizenship. If they decide correctly, which I doubt, we will restore the original intent of the 14th Amendment to guarantee rights to former slaves to be citizens, and for all citizens to be treated equally. And that's the purpose of the 14th Amendment, done and dusted, finished and clar. There is no other purpose for it. It's not to allow people to slide across the border and drop a baby and claim citizenship, or for Chinese billionaires to impregnate women to carry babies here from their sperm to create U.S. passports for Chinese communists. That is not the purpose of birthright citizenship. It has been abused for decades. Rudolph Skepper says, good evening to you. He says, those still stuck in silence, keep the faith. God's plan is on his time. You will later realize exactly why you left when you left. Yeah, Rudolph, you waited a while, didn't you? And you finally got there recently. Red John, are you in the USA and expecting a child soon? Wow, okay. Why didn't Mandela say if the ANC do to you what the previous government did? Oh, yes, he did say that. You must, yeah, he said you must kick them out. Yep. Ingrid, hello. Well, thank you. You like the hair. Cool beans. Here, look at the side. How's the side? Smooth as a duck's backside, huh? Okay. Sammy Whammy, welcome to you. Madeline, hello. Jeremy, what's going on? Gene is doing well. Things are progressing. I'm glad to hear that, Gene. I hope that your situation works out to your favor. Also, I hope you get reunited. I'm sure that's been very, very difficult. Okay. $43. Mine cost me $30 with a tip. Used to be $12 from the same barber. But I never had a beard trim before. Beard trim is $6, and it was $28 with tax, and then I gave a $2 tip on top. That just to round up $30. That's outrageous. I mean, I make 40% or 60% of what I used to make, and I used to get my hair cut for $12. She raised to $14, and then $18. But you know, need a haircut. So, John Coates, what's up, man? Good morning to you. Hope yours looks good. Thank you, Heidi. Hope yours looks good. Rudolph, 1 week. Yep. Yeah, no, it would seem like just yesterday, Rudolph, that your truck broke down and the Wyatt Army intervened to try to help you. Remember that? It seemed like just yesterday to me. That's crazy. By the way, I can tell you that my friends who arrived are in Wisconsin. They're doing well. By the way, for tomorrow, I have some bad news, at least a delay for now. Let me see if I've got an update here. I don't think I have an update. I'm going to look and see. No. My guest tomorrow, Roxy, has been informed by her employer she has to work tomorrow through the weekend. So I've asked her when she wants to do it. Sammy will be in May for 90 days on the 4th. Wow, I didn't. It will be in the 4th of May. Will be 90 days in Dallas. Sammy, 90. Wow. So you got there after I visited. Sorry, I missed you, Sammy. Welcome to Texas. Say hello to my little friend. I am Groot. Baby Groot. Cool beans. All right, how's everybody doing? Yeah, Gina, it's been a while since I've been out to see you guys. I mean, I saw you at Starbucks in Boise. Gosh, that was a while ago. Well, yeah, birthright citizenship should be removed for that nonsense for people coming to the country. You can become naturalized. Erica Strauss, there's a former guest on the program. Erica, how's it going? Haven't seen you in a few nights. I hope you're well. By the way, we have not the first, but probably about the third follow-up interview for someone who's been on the program before who came over. It's going to come back on. That's Minri. That's on Wednesday at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 12 Central, so 7 p.m. South African time. We met. Well, I'm confused, Sammy. 90 days. You've been there more than 90 days then, because I was there in February. So you got all February, March, April, 90 days, 4th. But you must have been there for like 2 or 3 days when we met, Sammy. Sorry. My apologies. I am confused. Yeah. It is, Albert, and that's why I never encouraged anyone to leave or discouraged anyone. You're starting work, Amadi. Congratulations. That's fantastic. I hope it's a good paying job and has good benefits. Cool beans. That's awesome to hear. So many South Africans have come over and found jobs. Many that came recently found jobs. Those who are longer found jobs. Some have moved jobs a couple times already. So there you go. Yeah. Yeah, no, Albert, I've never encouraged people to leave. I've never discouraged people to leave. I mean, I think that's the difference between haters who expect an independent journalist and a commentator to be a refugee agency. I'm not a refugee agency, but I've done more for refugees than most have. I've certainly done more diverse things than what most refugees have, that's for sure. But there are other people out there doing great deeds too. Some of them are just nasty, but there's other people doing great deeds. Well, is Endo here? That's a good idea, Karen. But they're in the groups. They're in the WhatsApp groups. I post them. He posts them there. So what do you mean groups? WhatsApp groups? They get posted in there. I haven't posted them, so maybe he's been a little busy. Birthday the 9th of May, so I'm going to have my first birthday. So congratulations on that, Sammy. And Sammy says you've done a lot for us, and we're super grateful. Well, you're very welcome, Sammy. It's been my distinct pleasure. The only unpleasant part has been dealing with some nasty people, and among them Americans. That's really disappointing. Americans and previous refugees who've let down refugees. That's very disappointing. But it's been my pleasure. It's been a distinct honor to help so many people in so many ways. Yep. So yeah, it's fascinating. They come after the honest and good people. And the more information I find out about a certain person, the more disturbing it is. None of which I've revealed, but it's very disturbing. I found more and more out about a certain person, with fraud going back as early as 2018. Very disturbing. Yeah, well, I can run through those now. They're listed on the channel, but you may have a harder time finding them than I do. I kept you saying when you saw that. Well, I'm glad to hear that. That's awesome. So we've got, hang on, this isn't updated. Let me update it now. I had 6 streams lined up. So tomorrow morning I have, it won't be tomorrow morning with Roxy because I haven't heard back from her. She said she's got to work tomorrow now, short notice. Work comes first. Can't intrude people's livelihoods. So Roxy, the lady who was shot in the head, we will have to wait to hear back from her when she wants to do it now. So Stammtisch with Lily will be at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. That's going to be noon in Dallas. So Lily and I will chat. First time since December. We started a regular thing called Stammtisch, but so we didn't do it. It's already got 30 likes. Wow, look at that. So we'll do it tomorrow. That'll be great. Lily and I have just an hour to chat. We'll run through and get some updates about what's happening. She'll notify me about Texas. I'll update her on some of my trips. And then after that, it's Kathy Price from Phoenix, Arizona, the land of the sun. That's right. So there you go. So that one is at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's going to be 8 p.m. South Africa time. Then on Tuesday, it's the Bri Brews. And then I'm waiting to hear back from Professor G. We are also meeting on Tuesday. Let me look if he gave me an update. I'm waiting if he can agree with the time. Okay. He didn't answer. So I'm waiting for him to respond to that. But Professor G and I are going to have our first collab on Tuesday. And a lot of people are excited about that. Jody says, have a blessed day. Off to work already. Wow, Jody. Have a safe trip. More. Oh, More. That's More. More. I see more. It's More. Okay, good morning to you. And thanks for popping in. Give us a view before you left. What did Albert say? Yeah, Rudolph tells Albert, you're not in Southern permanently. You don't realize how bad it's getting. Every time I go back, I see how much worse it is. And then on Wednesdays, Minri. Minri will be at 1 o'clock my time after I've judge training that morning from 9 to 12. So don't forget, on the 12th of May, I haven't made the banner for it yet, but we'll having a commemoration of 1 year of South Africans arriving in America. And by the 12th of May, I'll have an updated number for you. Okay? 5th is coming shortly. Today's the 1st. It's May Day. It'll soon be the 5th, and we'll have updated numbers on arrivals. Looking forward to that, and I'll make my video as usual. Trippy, hello to you. Welcome to the program this evening. So President Trump wants to draw troops out of Germany. He says it's just the troops that Biden added. But, you know, from me, in many ways, it makes sense, but it's also very depressing and sad. I was in Germany at the peak of 287,000 active duty Army soldiers. We had an army of 787,000. 287,000 were stationed in Germany. I think we had 45,000 in South Korea at the time, but 287,000 in Germany. I was one of them. Stationed there from 1984 to 1987, and again from 1990 to 94 as a private, a specialist, and a sergeant, and then as a lieutenant, second lieutenant, first lieutenant, and captain. Yep. Training at PC and feel great for my new job. I want to take my class schedule in consideration. That's awesome. Oh, you're doing courses too. Great to hear. I'm getting a bit of a headache here. As Arnold once said, it's not a tumor. You've got a tumor. It's not a tumor. Kindergarten cop. Yep. Well, it won't be an interview, Red John. It's a collab, just like I do with Lily. That's not an interview. We did an interview with Lily initially, and then Lily and I did 2 collabs. So I've had Lily on the program 3 times. She and I do a collab, and so he's going to come on. Looking forward to Kathy's interview. Good friend of yours is in Phoenix. Percussion band. Okay, cool. Angelique, how are you? For all those who asked me to look at email today, I didn't do it. Sorry. After the news, I had to head out. I had to go get my hair cut. Then I went to the Veterans Organization where I sold tickets. I sold a lot of tickets. I helped out the bartender. I talked to the staff there. And so I took care of that. Yeah. And then I came back and I got something to eat. And I took a couple hours for myself, so I've not read any of those emails. So, yeah. Did anybody catch the discussion today with Jared? He asked me afterwards, how'd he do? I said, you did fine, Jared. He's so worried about doing a good job. He did fine. Yeah, so I thought it was a good interview. But then I'm biased. I conducted the interview, so hardly an objective commentary. Yeah. So we have 4,400 on Jared. Let me see if that's the correct number. 4,400. And 4,500 people have tuned in for that. Picked up a subscriber from the Jared interview. And then the news earlier today, we had 3,800. We lost a subscriber. Go figure. I think you get people who subscribe to videos like that thinking that it's live, and then they realize because they're trolls and they can't comment, so they just leave. U.S. flag today, but can't put it in the complex. You can put it up in your house, though, Red John. Thank you, Georgia. Appreciate you enjoying the interview. And Soda Bloom also enjoyed it. I watched most of it live, but had dinner with family and had to go back and watch. Okay, Heidi. Yeah, so I was busy last night setting these up. I'm very pleased with the live numbers. They're pretty darn good across the board. Even my Common Sense Conservatives approached 1,000 views, which is pretty good for those. But most of the other videos are 3,000 or 4,000 or more. 7,000 on one of them. The one I shut down and made private is 7,300. Yeah, that was, when was that? That was the 28th, 3 days ago. That's the days sometimes. It seems like it was a long time ago. But yeah, we got Minri coming up. We've got Kathy coming up. Lily will be on tomorrow. But that's, again, as I said, a little bit different. So that's our show. Yeah, my friend in Wisconsin is getting a flag tomorrow morning. I know, because somebody sent it to him. I'm just saying. Somebody sent it to him. Yeah. An evil spirit sent him the U.S. flag. I love it. Let me see. Let's see. Also, tomorrow arriving will be, arriving tomorrow is a foldable rollator walker with seat for seniors. 8-inch big wheels, 350-pound weight capacity, adjustable handles, seat height, and lightweight roller walker. That's arriving tomorrow. Thank you to all you who don't. I gotta start using American terminology, because when I say you, people take it personally. When I say you, I speak German. Remember, I speak German. Z is you, and Z is also a group of people, and so it's just one uses a capital letter, one uses a lowercase letter. So I think that people get confused. So maybe I need to use the other more formal term of saying one. One would do this instead of saying you. You know, I think that some people's feelings get hurt when I say you, but I'm not talking to them. And I say I'm not talking about them. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You're talking about me. No, I'm not. I'm not. Oh, my goodness. My Docker pants are off 40%. Still too expensive. All right. Nothing else is marked down. Anyway, yeah. So tomorrow from 4 a.m. to 8 a.m., they're going to get their American flag. That's cool. And Sunday, I get my licorice. I'm looking forward to that. So anyway. Well, I've been ordering a lot of licorice lately. March 15th, March 26th, April 16th. I better ease up on that stuff. I'm going to get fat. All right. So, yeah, there you have it. Greetings, Charles Van Olsen. Yes, Albert, South Africa is your birthland, and you should never give up on it. I wish everyone could live there in peace and harmony. It'd be great. We're approaching 126,000 subscribers in an ever slow pace. But we're trying to get there. It's frustrating. I don't think we're ever going to see 200,000 the way this is going unless some breakthrough event happens. We break the algorithm again. So let me see a live count. We were at, well, 1 month ago, we were 1,000 less, so we gained 1,000 a month. I'm not going to complain, but it could be better. It could be better. It could be a lot better. Let me take a look how we did. Okay, so we were down 27% revenue April over March. 27% less. And yeah. It's actually, April was the poorest performing month since, November? When? Go back. When was the last time? So, that ain't right. How can we estimate revenue? We haven't. Wait a second, that ain't right. What kind of thing is this? Oh. It's been since October last year we had revenue this low. Came close in February, but lowest. We had a really big year in May last year. That was great. May was fantastic. If I made it as much money I made in May every month, I can do okay. Do okay. But nothing's ever come close to that again. Nothing ever came close to that. December wasn't bad. But again, lucky we're not doing this for money. It wouldn't help. Wouldn't help. Anyway, certainly are doing it to get attention so that people learn what's going on. But anyway, that's a whole other story. Been here from the beginning, only had medical 16 April. Been here, do you mean with the PRM email and statement of interest? Is that what you're referring to? Gerhardt, because I don't recognize you on the channel unless you've been very quiet. Ben Mulder, haven't seen you in a while, man. Cutty says, can you suggest a good flag to buy? Well, yeah, well, you get really good deals on Walmart for flags. I mean, flags aren't cheap. It depends. If you're going to fly it outside, you want to get yourself an all-weather flag that's going to be durable. I don't like polyester flags, but honestly, they tend to last longer than cotton flags do. Yeah, but my main flag, I don't fly outside. Unfortunately, the idiots that built my place put metal pillars out there instead of wooden pillars, which I understand why they did it, but there's no mount on them. Other people have pillars that have a flat surface mine around. If it was metal and it was flat, I would drill into it, but I don't. So there's no place for me to hang a pole out there. And my yard isn't flat. It's sloping downwards, so pouring concrete and put a flagpole out there also doesn't work very well. Yeah. Martin, what's going on? Light Rain, there you are. Oh my goodness, Light Rain, I couldn't think of your name the other night. I kept saying, who's our buddy in Spokane? Who's the good guy? The guy that used to chastise Dogzilla. Who's the guy in Spokane? Nobody could tell me. And after it was over, it's like, it's Light Rain. No one can remember it was Light Rain. I'm like, seriously? The guys help people. Because one of the ladies was on here the other night. She's in Spokane. I can't remember if she's one that you met up with. I know you were supposed to meet up with the family out there that we linked you up with and went to Spokane. But how are things out in the eastern side of Washington State? Actually, a place I like. I like Spokane a lot. Been a while since I've been to Spokane, though. Yes, Light Rain, my cousin is in the flag industry. If you want CRW flags, that's the place. You can check it out. So let me just... CRW flags. Let me find. I gotta look it up. You can tell them CRW flags, Furnace Branch Road. Yep. So I'll get you a link. CRW flags. You can check them out. It looks like something from the 1990s, but it's a reputable site. They don't cheat you. They're honest people. Yeah. Well, nylon flags hold up better than weather, but go to CRW flags. You can order that, and you can tell them that Chris Wyatt sent you. Okay. Put it in your email. Chris Wyatt sent you. I don't get anything for it, but just let my cousin know that I'm thinking about him, okay? So there it is. So that's CRW flags. You can get your flags from them. And you get all kinds of flags. Let's take a look at their website since we're here chatting about it. So let me promote my cousin's website. I mean, there was almost no people here from in America before, but now the South Africans coming over, they want flags. It seems like an apropos time to tell people. So CRW flags, okay? Name for my uncle. My grandfather, or my father actually started this, if I'm not mistaken. But pick what you want here. You got countries. Let's see. Here's country flags. Like that. You can find all kinds of stuff. So you can find Rhodesian here if you're looking for a Rhodesian flag. So let's go down here and look for Rhodesia. At least it used to be here. There you go. Rhodesia, 1968 flag. Different sizes. $45 for a small one. There you go. That's a 68 flag. If you want Rhodesia from the 64 flag, when UDI took place, you can get that one. I think that's a silly flag. And then if you want Northern Rhodesia, which is Zambia. So you can pick all kinds of stuff up here. The Swiss Guard, they keep changing their flag. Here it is in 2015. So, yeah, pretty cool. The Öland Islands, they got their flag. Look at that. There you go. I've been there. Yeah, it's a pretty good site. So you got U.S. flags, all kinds, all the different sizes. Look at this: nylon, industrial polyester, cotton. Yeah, cotton are most expensive. And here are the sizes. Cotton flags are no longer available in the larger size. Oh, okay. You didn't have these ones here. Okay. Yeah, I guess just too expensive to make. The true all-weather flag fabric, nylon. Yep, nylon is composed of strength and lustrous beauty. Yep, there you go, durable flag. So nylon's the one you want for outdoors. Okay, well, you can get the old South Africa flag. Here, let's go. Sorry, countries. Countries, South Africa. Where's South Africa at? Where the hell is South Africa at? Oh, here. South Africa, 1910. South Africa, 1928 to 1994. You can buy that flag. There you go. You can buy the modern South African flag. You can do stuff for boats, pennants, ensigns, yacht club flags, historical flags. Bunker Hill flag. Don't tread on me flag. So I think that's under D. So it should be don't tread on me. I don't see it there. But that's called the Gadsden flag. So G, Gadsden flag. There you go. Gadsden flag. You can get that one. That's the famous one right there. Don't tread on me. Here they've got a flag pin. They've got blankets, a patch. Yeah, look at this. Toothpicks. That's pretty cool. So yeah, they do a great job. My cousin and his wife, Georgia, run the place. Ricky and Georgia. Yeah, they do a really fantastic job. Sports flags. You want sports flags? You want hockey? Here you go. Let's go for the Las Vegas Golden Knights. Golden Knights. There you go. 3x5 flag. You get all, man. They got it all. NASCAR. Anyway, CWR flags. Check it out. Yes, the South African flag existed before apartheid. That's correct. Springtime has exploded. You're right. Okay, well, out there it has. Okay, cool. Well, it's definitely exploded here. Pollen count is high. Yeah, you should ground a flag that says my sense of humor. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Beautiful big moon illuminating my bedroom right now. The term big sky country always comes to mind. Unfortunately, my apartment's overlooked. Oh, wow. Apologize. I did volunteer to help some folks in Spokane with the ag resolve issue. I'm actually Coast in Bellingham, Stone Storm, Canada. I'm confused, Light Rain. I thought you lived in Spokane. I'm really confused. Now you're in Bellingham? Did I miss something? I'm sorry. I apologize, Light Rain. I thought you were in Spokane. I'm very confused. Sorry for that. No apologies. I guess they resolved their issues. So Ben Mulder's in the States now. Now he tells us a week later. Welcome, Ben. Welcome to America. Steve Nobolt's here. Yeah, so Katie van de Ban, I hope that helps you out. CRW is a great place to buy flags. Yeah, instead of going to Walmart, you can buy it from my cousin, who's a really good guy. He served in the Navy, by the way. Really good guy. Ricky. We are also moved back from Spartanburg, South Owensboro. Okay. Erica, I'm very confused. You were in Kentucky when I interviewed you. You moved to Spartanburg, South Carolina, and now you moved back to Kentucky. Are you guys like gypsies? What's going on? Are you guys like gypsies, man? Come on. Oh, my goodness. What's going on there? Are you guys gypsies, man? Come on. Hot pockets are nasty.
Why do you play those games? You know it ain't right. Why do you act that way? You know it ain't right. They don't even know your name, girl. All they know is how to cry. Oh, that evil in your eyes. You know it ain't right. Your secrets and your lies. You know it ain't right. They don't even know where you come from. They don't ever know where you go. That's why they call you Gypsy Girl, 'cause you use them. That's why they call you Gypsy Girl, and you leave them. That's why they call you Gypsy Girl, you don't need them. Running round from town to town, don't let it ever get you down. Have you got no feelings at all? That's why they call you Gypsy Girl. That's why they call you Gypsy Girl. Look at your crystal ball. You know it ain't right. Somehow you're gonna fall. You know it ain't right. Never know which way you're going. Never know which way is home. That's why they call you Gypsy Girl, 'cause you use them. That's why they call you Gypsy Girl, and you leave them. That's why they call you Gypsy Girl. You don't need them running round from town to town. Don't it ever get you down? Have you got no feelings at all? That's why they call you Gypsy Girl. 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 That's why they call you.
Unfortunately, the David Scobie website is defunct. Yeah, I tried to reach him to do an interview to promote David Scobie. Last I heard, he's in Scotland. His son is also a musician, still performing, but not in South Africa. Of course, he's from Rhodesia. That was all filmed in 1980. So that and Taking the Easy Way Home, which is my favorite. A lot of South Africans prefer Gypsy Girl. But that's a long time ago. We were all once young. Yeah, David Scobie. Yes, good stuff there. It was a popular song back in the day. You're very much right about that, Ingrid. Very popular. Yep. Karen, your cat, doing his parrot impersonation. Waiting for the birds to sunrise. It is a 70s song, except it's 1980. So Erica says her kids weren't happy that they didn't fit in. Oh, okay. So you out-migrated and in-migrated. Well, I hope you guys are happy. That's the bottom line, right? Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Well, Erica, that's wild. So you're back. Okay. Do you want to do a follow-up interview and talk about out-migration, in-migration? I mean, if you want to do one, that'd be fun. Anyway, just say it. I mean, that's a whole different experience. Today I did my first interview with someone that out-migrated with Jared, so why not do somebody that out-migrated then went back? Oh, my goodness. Light Rain, I apologize. For some reason, I always had you in Spokane and Dirtbag in Seattle. Yeah, I don't know. I thought you were trying to help the people in Spokane because you were in Spokane. My bad, Light Rain. You're in Bellingham. Wow. Are you like a Microsoft person? Just asking for a friend or a former Navy person. Anyway, Hot Pocket, yuck. Yeah, I agree. Hot Pockets are disgusting. Don't eat those things. Those are disgusting. Well, thank you, Paul de Clark. Just Googled him. Can't believe he is 61. Yeah, well, take a number, Ingrid. I don't know if I have any pictures of myself at that age. Let me see, 1980. I don't have any pictures of myself in 1980. Let me look and see. Online, anyway. I don't think I have any, period. Let me look and see. I need to go to photos. Photos. The closest I can get probably is 83 to that. Let me see. Where the hell are photos at on here? They change everything? Oh, there it is. Okay, photos. Then I have to switch accounts because it's going to go to this account. I don't need this account. Yeah. Okay, switch accounts to that account. Okay. And I'll look for, this is weird. Things are loading up on this channel. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's just try this and see. Might go back too far. I'm looking for around 1980. Okay, that was David Scobie in 1980. I will show you. This is me, all right, in 1979. Okay, at the age of nearly 15. Okay, so in 79, almost 16. He was born before me, so this is 79. This is me. Well, maybe it's 78. This David Scobie and I are roughly the same age, just a few months difference. And this is me in, oops, hang on a second. Shoot. 1978. Okay? That's me in 1978. No, that has to be 79. The house is already gone. Yeah, the house is already burned down. That's 79, early 79. There's the cowbell we had for dinner, to ring the bell for dinner. And there's the old Chevy pickup truck there. 3 on the tree. I'm under an oak tree up there in the front. Yeah, that's 1979. Now I'll show you another picture from 79. Okay, this is 78. This is 78 here. That's in Ohio. That's with my horse, my mare. And that's one of the Chevy pickups. We had 2 of those Chevy pickup trucks. And I'm brushing her mane there. All that stuff on the ground are corn husks that you see. Yep. That was temporary lodging. So let me see. This is 79 as well. This is me, but this is October. So that's a full probably 8 months later, and I look a lot more mature here. But I'm kneeling, so it's hard to see. But I'm still. There you go. So that's myself, my brother Jerry, my brother Brian. Nickname is Jake, and Jennifer, my little sister, who I just saw in Ohio, and that's my stepfather Fred. And that's 1979, October 1979. It's a Polaroid. The shadow is my mother taking the picture at the bottom right-hand corner. She and my stepfather both passed away. He passed away in 2008. She just passed away in 2020. So, wow. Here's a better picture of me with Frida. Same time frame, October 1979, with my calf. That's a Bronco back there in the background. And then off in the corner there, you can see the front end of a Pontiac Le Mans station wagon. That's on the farm in Junction City, Ohio. This is me in 1983, the night before I went to join the Army after a year in college. So here, I'm the same age as David Scobie, and I still look younger than him. 83, he was already a popular musician, because the picture I showed you a few minutes ago was 1980. He looks older than me in 1980, but he's only a few months older than me. 1983. I told you I've always looked younger than... Oh, here's a picture. This is my grandmother's house. 1974. I was 9 years old. I'm sorry, this isn't my grandmother's. This is in Scranton, Pennsylvania. May 1974. I'm so glad that they put that they had that calendar on the wall, so I know exactly when this picture is from. May 1974. I went fishing for the first time I was 9 years old. Yep. And that's what I caught. Hungry Jack. There's some pancake mix on the shelf there. I'd never noticed that before. Oh my goodness, May 1974. All right, this one's embarrassing. I shouldn't show this one. This is embarrassing. This one is who let kids wear clothing like this? This is embarrassing. I only had 2 birthday parties as a kid, as I recall. This is one of them. Yeah. Look at that. Look at that shirt. Oh, that's an embarrassment, man. If I had long hair, you couldn't tell if I was a boy or girl there. Look at that. My goodness. Especially with that stupid shirt on. I think my little brother's down there playing the toy in the corner. McDonald's wants her shirt back. Here I am with my grandmother. You can see my blonde hair in 1968. I'm only 3 years old there. Or 4 years old, excuse me. Look at that. That's what my grandmother. On Mountain Road. Yeah, Austin Powers shirt. That's right. That's what that was. This is when the Redskins. I got this for Christmas one year. Here you go. This is my first grade photo. And you see I was strawberry blonde. There you go. There you go. Freckles all over my face, over my nose. That's first grade. Even had a freckle on my lip back then. It went away eventually, but yeah. Yep, strawberry blonde, blue eyes. Oh boy. So let me go back. I didn't find the picture I'm looking for. I was trying to find a picture from 1980. But there's nothing here. I have nothing in 1980. Oh. So this is, what year is this? This is like 6th grade or something. Check out the freckles there and look at the gap. See, my teeth are closed now? I did that. No braces. I closed the gap in my teeth by pushing them together. The same teeth. Look at this. Look at that gap I had. Look at Gate McKenzie. You see my hair is still, it's a red color there. That's in 76, I think it was. Check out that shirt, man. Who let kids wear shirts like that? Yeah, look at that gap, man. And those freckles everywhere on right under my eyes. Look at that, freckles. Yeah, that's a while ago. Oh, here you go. Here's another one. This is look. You can see all the freckles on my face, man. I don't have them anymore. They were all there. Look at that, freckles on the face, blue eyes, and look at the hair. That's my natural hair color, man. Yeah, I know, Henry. You can't unsee the shirt. Neither can I. Who sent me to school, man? There's stains on my shirt. There's soap stains up by the top button and down on the shirt. I mean, for a school picture, I was sent to school with a shirt that had soap on it. Who did that? Drunken Yoda's back from Georgia. What's going on, man? And the freckles are still there. I mean, look at the freckles. Look at the freckles. Oh, I won't go any higher. There we go. Whoop, oh, that's me as a baby. We can't show that. We'll have to turn that one off. I got to zoom it down a little bit here. Okay. People all found in their dogs. This was my favorite dog. This is CT. It's the only picture I have of her. She was awesome. This is a German Shepherd. Called her CT, Cinnamon Toast. She used to sleep in my bed. That was my dog in high school. Yeah, I could fly with those flaps. That's CT, my dog. Yep. I used to love dogs too, but unless you live on a farm, really not a life for a dog. Unless you got a tea kettle, freaking, Yorkie or something like that, or whatever they're called. Oh, speaking of which, here's Holly. Holly was one of our dogs. She was adorable. Little dachshund. Holly. She was great. Holly was fun. She used to love to play. Yep. Great dog. Anyway, so there you go. And this was my other Christmas party, the only other one I had. So this is the first one I ever had. I mean, a Christmas birthday party. Only other birthday party I ever had. I had 2 birthday parties growing up. The one I showed you and this one. This is the only one was really a party with a bunch of kids came to it. Only one ever. I think that's my little sister sitting in the high chair. B. Yeah. That's my father holding me. Yeah, a lot of photos were lost in fires. Yep. Yep. And some of these are just damaged ones. So here's my grandfather. You can see that it's torn. It's a Polaroid. That's me with my grandfather in Birmingham, Alabama, 1966. It's my father holding me. That's my grandfather, Owen. And you see that photograph was torn. Birmingham, Alabama, 1966. See the blonde hair? Yep. My father and my grandfather, short. Me, my mother, tall. My maternal grandfather, tall as well. So got it from that side for darn sure. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Yep. Even got a picture of myself with my mom. I think that's me. It's with my mom. My mom is very young there. Look how skinny she is. She was always pretty skinny. But then so was I most of my life. Always been pretty skinny. And, yeah. So. Anyway, I'm not finding it. Closest. This is probably 1980 right here. This one here, 79. It's almost 80. So that's with Frida again. I think that one's early 1980. I love that shirt. And that's, you see my teeth are already closing together there. That is, Frida's a bit bigger. You can see she's a bit bigger there. That's in 1980. That is the same time frame that David Scooby sang that song with Gypsy Girl. We're the same age, just a few months apart. And look how much older he looked than I did. And he didn't look old. That just shows you I look like a little kid. Oh, Veroshka, I'm sure we could fix it with Adobe, but I mean, I cherish them the way they are. People don't take care of them. That's fine. That's all part of it. It's all part of the mystique. You can do all kinds of. I'm sure we could clean it up and improve photos, but you know, it's fine. It's fine. I'm happy with it the way it is. But anyway, so yeah. Yep. Let me shrink this down now. 100%. There we go. Selfies. What's this? I have selfies of myself. Oh, here you go. This is in Botswana, okay? You see my hair's still brown. Not strawberry anymore. This is in 2000. I'm in the Chobe. This is up at the Chobe. So that's 2000. Chobe River. Pretty cool, huh? Still have that vest, by the way. I'm pretty frugal. I keep it. Here's this is in Tunisia in 2000. These are my the foreign students in my class. So guys from Mauritania, the Italian. So on the left-hand side is the Italian, then a Mauritanian next to him, then me, then the other Mauritanian, then my friend from Niger, and then the other guy Spanish. They were all foreign students. The Tunisians couldn't come to my house. They would be arrested. Even though I was a student in the staff college with them, they would be arrested if they went to my home. Oh my goodness. Crazy. So here I am at Vic Falls in 2000. Same trip. Used to still wear a wristwatch back then. So this lady, I bought her her wood carvings at an elevated price. I knew I wasn't getting a good deal, but I did it to give her tip to, so because she was making a living and no tourists were coming to Zimbabwe. And I forget, I wrote her something and thanked her for it. And my thank you was she wrote back to me and asked for money. She asked me for money. So sorry, lady. Great Zimbabwe. 2000, same trip. This is on my way to Hermanus, Western Cape, 2000. This is in the desert in Tunisia, when I was a captain, staff college. It was a big deal for them to be for me to get on a camel, so I rode a camel. The only pictures of me ever riding a camel. They wanted me to ride a camel, and I've never ridden one since. So I'm kind of glad they made me ride the camel. Here I am, walking through the desert with the desert trips that Tunisians have. Well, camels aren't all that comfortable, so I'm not surprised. Look uncomfortable. Here I am in Accra with Eddie Danton, a friend of mine from Accra, and some guys. They ran an HIV program there. So, yep. Had a good time that night. Had a mustache then. Such a skinny fellow. This is the day I got promoted to major. And I'm standing at the grave of a Medal of Honor winner or recipient from the Second World War, Nicholas Manu. So this is the day I got promoted to major. He was in Tunisia. Every promotion as an officer was overseas. First lieutenant in Germany, captain in Germany, major in Tunisia, lieutenant colonel in Liberia, and colonel in Uganda. This is in Germany. Yeah, this is in Rotenburg, Obertauber. I still have that sweater and those jeans. I think I still have those shoes. This is from 2001. I went to Germany on my way back to the States. That's I still have those clothes. I don't know if I have that shirt underneath, but I certainly have that sweater. Oh my goodness. Wow, that's crazy. This is on Wall Street. I still have that hoodie, and I think I still have that jacket too. Don't know about those shoes. That's the bull on Wall Street. This is with my brother and my stepfather when I visited them 20 years ago. That's Rob, and it's John. He passed away. He's the last one to pass away. This is me when the Gulf War was over. I got home to Germany. The night I returned, second lieutenant. This one I like. This is me shaving the morning that I was supposed to fly, and we got delayed for hours at Dachau Air Base after the war was over. I never had that uniform until a few days before we frickin' flew. They made us wear that. You see, I had short hair then. I'm shaving with one of those little cheapy shavers from Braun. Yep. And that's how I got home. Chocolate chips, as we call those. 5 shots. Rudolph, that's terrible. Where the hell are you living, man? This is the night we flew, actually, waiting for the plane. Scott Lakoskis. And others there from my unit. Waiting to come back from the Gulf War. Here we are. There's Scott Lakoskis holding up a calendar. Yep. Walker, the chemical officer. Sergeant De La Rosa, signals off, NCO. Myself. This is when I went to war. That's how young I was. First time. That's at our tactical assembly area, east of King Khalid Military City. This was January of 1991. Yeah, well, I didn't mean for it to be that. This is Khobar Towers. That building behind me was the one the terrorists blew up a few years later. The building directly behind me. That's me. The shadows were terrible. Otherwise, it would have been a great photo. That's the buses picking up troops. I'd come back there. It was cold. It was wintertime. And that building behind me was the one they blew up and killed those Americans. There's Half. Dwayne Half, he was my analyst. Later became a warrant officer. Was still in the Army almost the whole time I was in the Army. Yep. Good guy. That's also the Khobar Towers. That's just before we left, after we got those uniforms. Here I am in front of my Freedom Bird the day I flew. Trans World Airlines. TWA was my Freedom Bird back to Germany. Wearing my weapon and my protective mask. And got on a plane and flew home. Wow. I don't even remember what the flight was like. I don't remember the flight. I just remember getting home. Jeez. Here we are in the desert during the war. That's Master Sergeant Bowen wrapped up there. We got drenched. It rained. I'm smiling because they're all standing next to behind a tank. And they're drying off behind a tank. There's my rucksack completely soaked. Yeah, I kept stuff in plastic bags. I was smart. So I pulled out my camera there. My camera's in my hand. Someone took this photo. You can see how we're dispersed all over the place. That's during the war. We got like 3 hours sleep, and then we took off again. This is the Wadi Al Batin after the day the war ended. We drove into the Wadi Al Batin. Everywhere we went, we had to dig in. The vehicle on the right is my vehicle. That's with a 50 cal on top of it. One of the guys are up there pulling security. That was the hooch I dug and I slept in. That was my Tanker's Nomax. And yeah, it was a stick that I used to carry. That's my duffel bag. I still have that duffel bag. And I still have that green bag on the right. This is from 1991. I still have that stuff. Oh my goodness. Somewhere. Oh my goodness. I think it's enough a trip for down memory lane. Unless I find something I really want to show you here. Oh yeah, here's when I got promoted to Lieutenant Colonel. This was in Liberia. I promoted to Lieutenant Colonel. Woman on the left is Brooks Robinson, Deputy Chief of Mission. Look how happy she was for me. And the guy on the right is a colonel that we had with the UN forces. I think that's probably enough, huh? Right there. Oh, this is a sad story. This was an officer who was one of my students. Abdoulaye from Lieutenant Colonel Abdoulaye from Niger. He became ill. You see, I was already going gray there. That's my last year. Abdoulaye became ill when he went back to Niger and was medevaced to Tunis, but he died. He was 42. That's sad. Yeah. He's a good guy. I liked him. Yeah. He gave me a nice gift. I still have it. I have a camel that's made out of brass he gave to me. It was a really lovely gift. Time goes by and so many people pass, you know, you don't realize it. This is the war college. I didn't realize how gray I'd gotten before I left the Army. Look at that. I was looking pretty gray there. Look at all them awards, man. All the haters. Look at all those awards. Anyway. Oh, here's one you guys might like. Anybody recognize these guys? Any faces look familiar there? Anybody recognize the guy in the middle? That's in San Francisco. Werner Kalk. And who's the other guy? Anybody know who that is? Sevens in San Francisco. This was in San Francisco. My eyes are closed. That's not a good photo. My eyes are closed. Well, that's actually pretty good. Anyone recognize this guy? This is in San Francisco as well. Craig Joubert. World Rugby. Official. What else? This is 2011 in New Zealand for the World Cup. Those are cool jerseys for 2011. This is the Sevens in San Francisco, in Las Vegas. Steinhoff. Those came off the jersey right away because that's when they got busted. That was when I was there. You can't get those Steinhoff jerseys anymore. Couldn't get them for long. Here's my friends from Maryland, who I go to a lot of rugby with. I run into them all over. The Old Glory games, USA games. I run into them all the time. Good people. Sam Boyd Stadium, 7th. Those were the days, man. It was good stuff. Well, this is with the guy from the Red Green Show. This is pretty cool. Went to Frederick and watched his show. He's so funny. That guy is really funny. The Red Green Show. Love that show. Here I am in New York with Mike Petrie, USA scrum half. Played in the Olympics a couple times. Not Olympics, the World Cup, excuse me. Mike Petrie. He does commentating now for rugby. I thought I said I was going to stop doing this. I lied. Anyway, that's enough of that nonsense. Okay, cool. You can't back up with more photos. Yeah, relax. I don't want this. I don't want more storage. Yeah, I'm going to change to different programs, so I have plenty of storage. So, but I haven't made that decision yet, so leave me alone. Stupid turds at Google. Anyway. You're welcome, Vodka Model. I hope I didn't bore you with that. That's wasn't my intent. Can't remember where my friend was years ago, but worked as a chef, U.S. troops during combat. Huh. I don't know where that's at, Karen. Okay. 2011, 2015 were painful. 2011 for me wasn't so great. 2015 was fine. Wasn't great, but it was fine. Hey, Jan. 2017 was fantastic. 2018 was fantastic. 2019 was pretty good. It was a World Cup in Japan. That was an event, a lifetime experience. I really enjoyed it. Thank you, Charles. I never did get to Afghanistan. I was supposed to go, and 2 generals got in a pissing contest, and they said nope. Is this a disrespectful question? Burning wells? Yeah, no. I did. Hang on, I'll go back to that. I've got pictures of the wells. You talking about the oil wells in Kuwait? Yeah, I mean, that's why I have asthma. That's why I'm damaged, and I get no compensation for it whatsoever. Nothing for the misery. I'll get a lifelong affliction because of those bastards, those war criminals. Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't see that question, so now let me just go back there again, okay? Okay, which one is this? I need to switch over again to that one. Okay. Okay, I've got a few Gulf War photos. Didn't take a lot of photos. I mean, I went to war. I wasn't planning on, so. Let me show you this one, okay? This was the hooches we dug in the ground, okay? In the desert. So that's where we dug our holes. And here we are. These aren't great photos. I took these with my camera. Kind of fuzzy. This is the Highway of Death. So-called highway. I never noticed this, but there's actually a plane in the background here. I didn't even see that till just now. So here's along the Highway of Death again. Destroyed tanks. That's a BMW driving by. Here is Dahran. After the war, we were supposed to leave from Kuwait, and then they told us we had to go back to Dahran, or to King Khalid Military City. We wound up leaving from Dahran, but we never left from King Khalid Military City. But the wind was so bad there, we set up these tents, and this guy, he's another lieutenant that was there. We put this tent up because we were at an advance party for coming out, and the frickin' thing blew over. Here we are. The tent blew over. It sucked, man. Check this out. So someone took a picture. I was sitting there after the tent blew over. It was wicked. Like half the tents got blown down. The thing behind us is actually not a tent. It's a metal shelter. That's why it didn't blow down. But our tent collapsed and it dragged the camouflage down with it. The ground was hard as a rock, man. It's like driving freaking stakes into cement too. It was brutal. Here's one of the Iraqi ammunition supply trucks that was dug in during the war. What else we got here? Here's a BTM dug in. This is one that wasn't destroyed. These are pictures I took, all photos I took. Here are the burning oil wells in Kuwait when I'm driving down the road. A little closer photo. This is Hanford. I said Hanford. I said Hanford. Dwayne Hanford getting promoted. PFC. In combat. During the war, he got promoted. It was time for his promotion. I wonder how many of us in that photo are still alive. Hopefully everyone. There's my track. I took the photo of Sergeant Bowen's up in there with the 50 cal on it, and the doors open in the back because I climbed out to take this photo. Here's Syrian tanks guarding the road. They were our allies, Syria, during this conflict. I already showed that one to you before. Oh, this is nice. This was a sunrise. What you don't know is in the distance there on the left-hand side, where that little white dot is, that's where our toilets were. We took water bottles, and we stuck them together, and we dig a hole in the ground, and that's where you urinate into it. It becomes a urinal for men. Anyway, there weren't any women around, so it worked. Yeah, that was a nice sunrise. I took that picture. That one you've seen. That one you've seen. This is a photograph of my hooch that I dug in the Wadi Al Batin. And my cot is still in the ground down there. I dug that out by hand, and all that dirt there for one night. I dug all that to sleep for one night. Yep. I never noticed that crap on the right. Is the photo damaged, or what is that on that little mound of dirt? Yep. Look at that. That's the hole I made for myself to sleep in. Here is like watching ships at sea. This is the approach before we engage in combat. Thousands and thousands and thousands of armored vehicles and support vehicles in the desert. Took this from the top of my track. This is our tactical assembly area. It's going backwards in time before we went to combat. That one you've seen. Here you can see the toilets and tents and showers off in the distance on the left-hand side is a shower. Well, it was not pleasant to take showers there. You can see, if you look carefully, very hard to see in the photograph. Maybe I can zoom in, the piss tubes. That won't go up. Oh, let me go back one. So right here is the tubes right in there. Between the two toilets, they're driven into the ground. So this is where you took a dump, and that's where you took a leak. Yeah, you'll see there was no cover and concealment. There were no women there. So this is me out on patrol with the scouts in Bradley scout vehicles, and we came across this BRDM scout vehicle from the Iraqis. It was destroyed. We didn't engage it, so I went out with the scouts on patrol. This is after we finished the war. We were looking for stragglers and troublemakers. This is what happened. The desert blooms. Everything started sprouting because all the rain. It was wintertime. And there's this rogue camel just wandering around. I took his picture. This is Tent City. This is before the war in December. It's a place I stayed at where the rats were the size of cats. Yep. And this is where I slept when the oil, this is where I got asthma from the oil wells, about a kilometer from this spot. I had a C, which is an engineering vehicle, dig that, and that was my hooch. There's my cot, all my stuff, my bags, everything there, and that's where I slept when I was off duty in the desert. That's in Kuwait. One of my favorite photos. You saw this one already. Here's the highway of death. Past where many of the vehicles have been destroyed, and you see the burning oil wells there. You see the 3 helicopters flying up along the route, providing security for us. 3 helicopters in the air. I'm in a deuce and a half, riding inside a 2.5-ton truck. Here's a better shot of the highway of death here. In front of me is a fuel helmet, and I'm in that 5-ton or that deuce and a half still. Master Sergeant Bowen and I. Drying off behind an M1 Abrams. You see the guys behind us holding their sleeping bags up. They dried off in seconds. In seconds. I think that's it. That's it. So that's the Gulf War. You asked. There's your pictures. I showed you those. Yep. Camels. I never eaten camel. 3 Kings. That's a George Clooney movie. No troops parachuted in the highway of death. I don't know about that movie. Oh, Steve, I'm sure the stuff you have from the border war is pretty disturbing. A lot of it, yeah. No, well, they didn't want that stuff documented. They didn't want anybody to know what was going on. 87 was a great year for me. My son was born. 2000 was a bad year. My husband passed. remembered. Okay, Ingrid, thank you for sharing that. Sorry to hear that was a bad year for you. We live our lives like seasons going through life live, if you had some good seasons. Oh, Meerkat, I've had some great seasons. Yeah, I've had some amazing experiences in my life. And that's why the nonsense from idiots who've never accomplished a thing in their life is just so comical. These people have gotten along their whole life, and they have the audacity to threaten me and to lie about me and besmirch me. It's comical. They don't know who they're dealing with here. So, also, the backlash they're getting now from the South African community for their actions against me is just awesome to see. People stand up. That group who stood up against these people, others who are standing up against that idiot who's attacking me. I love it. Thank you all. Thank all of you for your support. Those of you who know me. Again, if my sense of humor, it may hurt your damn feelings. That's the reality. That's just the reality. Anyway, I teed up a bunch of news for tonight, but we haven't really gotten to it. I don't know if, horseback in combat. That's in Afghanistan. That was the when they went into 2001 into Afghanistan with the Northern Alliance. That's when they were on horseback. Those special forces. Don Bolduc was part of that. General Don Bolduc, who's been on my program before. Yep. Yeah. So anyway. So some people want to give me a hard time because I have, mementos, and I keep things like this and stuffed animals. Look, when you've seen the things that some of us have seen in life, you're not shy about liking things like this. There's nothing wrong with liking that. And I have pretty horrific things I saw in my childhood, so, it kind of prepared me for life. Yeah, Chris Kyle was an American sniper. He was murdered on his range. Yeah, so, it's, anyway. Pikachu and I get along just fine. And the reason I've got Winnie and Tigger back there is it's the 100th anniversary of Winnie the Pooh and Tigger too. By the way, I got some cool kit now. I don't know if you saw it down on the shelf. This I got today. It just came in. People are starting to sell stuff. It's a mug. 250 Years of Freedom, 1776 to 2026. Just got this tonight. I also picked this bad boy up. It's a water bottle. 250 years, 4th of July. Picked up a couple hats and license plate cover. This hat, America, 250. Cool. And I think this is the best one I've gotten yet. This one's really cool. United States of America, 250th anniversary. Check it out. That's super cool. And on the side, it's got 1776 to 2026. These were rather inexpensive. I might try to find a few more of these. These were only like $11. Might just go buy a bunch of them, get them for friends. In fact, I think I'll do that tomorrow. Just go buy all that they've got in stock. Yeah, I'll clean them out for that one. Yeah. I have opinions on Colin Powell. I thought Colin Powell was a good chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. I thought he was a terrible Secretary of State, and also thought he decided to play the race card, which is very disappointing. He's a man that grew up in a system that promoted him in part based on his skin color, which was unfair, and none of us complained about it. But then when he became Secretary of State, he decided he wanted to play the race card. It was very disappointing to hear that. Race never held him back. In fact, it led to his advancement. He advanced over 34 other senior general officers to become the chairman of Joint Chiefs of Staff, and a lot of people were very angry about that. Not me, I didn't care. But yeah, General Powell betrayed, in my view, he betrayed his moral compass in the end. So very disappointed in him. I support him when he considered running for president. I considered backing him. But then when his true political views came out, it was very disappointing to see. Very disappointing. Another rhino. Desmond Kutsia says, thank you for all you're doing for us. You're very welcome. It's my pleasure. My pleasure. Yep, happy to help. Yep, and been doing it for a long time. Happy to help. Anyway, so yeah. Yeah, snakes are crawling. I didn't have any problem with snakes. I had rat problems, though. Go to places or crap holes and there's rats. Yeah. Been to those places many, many times, unfortunately. So tomorrow, my apologies, we will not have on Roxy in the morning. She's going to be not available, unfortunately. So what's going on with Professor G? My message never got through to Professor G. Interesting. Sometimes it does that. No, that one didn't go through either. That's weird. I wonder if his phone is off. Huh. Yeah, Friedrich Merz is an idiot. Shouldn't be in power. He's well beyond his capability. Yeah, we can hear them, even when they speak German. Es ist ja egal, ob die Deutsch sprechen. Wir können ja schon alles verstehen. Yeah. Yes, the N1's a highway death, yes. Well, his phone's been turned off for many, many hours. Well, Desmond, I do have great pride in my country. It's the greatest experiment in human history ever done. Better than ancient Greece, better than Rome, way better than Rome, better than Great Britain. At least we didn't become a caliphate, not yet anyway. No, it's an amazing country. Unfortunately, it's been run by idiots for so long that we're in such peril. It took Donald Trump to wake people up. How does ranking work in the military? Is it based purely on merit, or do you simply rank up based on time off as well? It's a combination of two things, Iceman. You don't advance until you reach a certain stage because you're just not prepared. You have to have experience. So typically, it changes though. When I came in, it was longer. But before I became an officer, at 18 months, you went from second lieutenant to first lieutenant. It was automatic unless you did something wrong. Captain usually at 3 to 3.5 years, 3 years normally. And then you may major at like around 11 or 12 years. And lieutenant colonel 16 to 17 years, and colonel 22 to 24 years time frame roughly. But when I came in, they changed it, and I had to wait 2 years to make first lieutenant, which sucked. I lost 6 months time in grade. Then when I went for captain, someone in the Clinton administration held up a promotion list, and they lied and said that not enough women and minorities have been promoted. In fact, more women and minorities got promoted in our year group without them messing with the list than the average the previous 3 years. So we got screwed. And so I had to wait almost 4 years to make captain. And then I made major on time, I made lieutenant colonel on time, and I made colonel roughly on time. But it is based on merit. So I only made full colonel because of merit. I was that high up in the order of merit and performance. There was no position to promote me to because the 18 Africa positions were full, but I got promoted nonetheless because I was high enough in the order of merit. So merit did win in that case. Well, I think I've said this many, many times, Steve. It's racist. There's no such thing as affirmative action. It's retarded racism. It's retarded racism. That's what South Africa is practicing. Hey, JJ. Yeah, they wonder why the economy's collapsing. Well, I mean, look, you can't deny it. You see the videos of Salisbury, Harare. You see the videos of Johannesburg, Pretoria from the 1960s, 1970s, 1980s, what progressive, clean, well-established towns they are. There's no cesspools, no disaster. Look at those towns today. Look at those towns today. The ANC has done this. They can't blame Jan van Riebeck. They can't blame apartheid. They inherited clean, prosperous cities, and they've turned them into crap holes. They've turned them into crap holes. They've destroyed them. And even the places were built up in the late 80s and early 90s, like Sandton, and places that went uphill are falling downhill rapidly because the culture is broken. A culture that pisses on the streets, a culture that has no problem stealing, a culture that has no problem, when a car breaks down, breaking into it and stealing everything inside it. That's not a culture. That's a calamity. And South Africa's a calamity, unfortunately. It's sad to see. Yeah, you have 478 generals for 70,000 troops. Yep, it is. We have less than that. The Army has, I think, 300 generals total for 500 some thousand. Yep. Jarrett, what's going on? Welcome to you. Good morning. Well, at least Charles has a passport. Dion Ruiz, welcome to you. Yeah, there's no pride in the culture whatsoever. People that never built anything have no respect for things others built. Yeah, people piss on the side of the road. They think it's normal. It's barbaric. It's animalistic. Storage bin of unusual stuff. The zany lion that was our brand mascot. Pink panther, snake panther. That's cool. Oh, no. That's fine, Karen. Thank you for that. Ronell, what's up? You like the haircut, huh? That seems to be the consensus tonight. Yeah, South Africa's become quite the kleptocracy. I thought Zimbabwe was good, but they've really dusted South Africa. So South Africa's dusted them, I should say, way beyond. So anyway, thank you all, those of you who sent me nice notes and outpouring of love, and I appreciate it. I really needed a boost. I was irritated, and not that I was down, but I was irritated. So getting that really kind of softens the edges. No, thanks, Jan. It's my pleasure. I mean, you put yourself out there. That's quite a bit to share. So, yeah. So anyway, but I don't mind. I've got a lot of rugby balls on the floor here that need air in them. It's time to pump them up. Time to pump them up. I had a pump sitting here. I think I put it back up. No, it's not here. I must have put it back up. Anyway, yeah, I've got a bunch of. I happened to catch tonight when I was eating Madame Blanc Mysteries. It was a bit better than I thought it would be. Surprised. It's actually much better than I thought it would be. So that was interesting. Yep, you notice I got the beard trim too. So I think you're the only one who noticed that, Charles. Or maybe just because I mentioned it. Anyway, yeah, I got to do some cleanup in the morning. Get rid of some stuff. Yep. Anyway. So, how are we doing? It's an hour and a half, guys. Should we call it quits here? And I'll see you tomorrow. We won't have Roxy. I'm sorry. She begged off. She's got to work tomorrow, so hopefully she sends me a note and tells me when. But hey, James. Roshka, see the governor's office, Pennsylvania is hiring a staff assistant. Are they? Where'd you find that at? Pennsylvania government job? Roshka? Does it require clearance? If not, go get the job. You work in Harrisburg. Georgie, thank you very much. Yeah, well, Meritz is the one who's going to be humiliated because he's a moron. He'll be gone soon enough. Iceman, okay, did you send me a WhatsApp or an email? I'm sorry. Let's settle it for right now. Iceman, are you in the States now, Iceman? Answer these questions. Let's go through them. Iceman, are you in the States? No, I've not heard any updates on both. Okay. What about this Sunday, Iceman? Sunday at 10:30 Eastern. Can you do an interview? Will that work? You're in Michigan, so you're in the same time zone as me. So Sunday at 10:30, can you do that? 100%. Okay, Iceman, Sunday at 10:30. Do you have me on WhatsApp or email? Which is it? If you have on WhatsApp, send me a WhatsApp with a photograph I can use for the stream. I'm waiting for Iceman to answer. Okay, yes. Send me a WhatsApp photograph you want me to use for that. Sunday at 10:30. It's a date. We'll do the interview. Sorry. Yeah, I'm behind on going through my message where people said they'd agreed to do interviews, so I apologize. Thank you for reminding me. I'm not intentionally ignoring anybody in interviews. I'm doing the interviews as quickly as I can, but I'm still catching up. It's a lot. I mean, guys, I have other responsibilities too. This is not a job. It's something I do supposedly in my spare time. When is that? All right, thanks. So there you go, folks. There's another interview. Iceman on Sunday, 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. Be a busy day. Do Iceman, then the news, then later we have the refugee discussion. Oh, the last couple weeks have been a nightmare for me. Yeah, so and it's going to be busy again. Okay, Saint C, what does that mean? Is that some sort of code or something we don't understand? I don't know what that means, so I'm going to remove it. Okay, going for coffee. Saw a lady urinating on the sidewalk. That's just disgusting. No self-respect. Just animals. Animals. Anyway, by the way, the song I made for the Labor Day, for May 1st, the Commie Day, Jim and I wouldn't do the lyrics. I had to put on Grok GPT. That one I didn't write the lyrics. I just gave it some themes. But Jim and I wouldn't do it because it's too woke. It's too woke. Anyway, guys, have a good night. Thanks for being here. Be sure to hit the like button. Boy, I'm dehydrated. I'm out of Starbucks. I haven't had that. So Arctic can be happy. I've run out of Starbucks I bought 7 months ago. They're all gone now. Good time to go to sleep. Indiana's an awesome place. Yeah, Indiana's not bad. We'll get Andre Most out here sometime, too, to do an interview. All right, everybody. Have a good night. Cheers. Thanks for being here. Really appreciate it. Bye-bye.